Hey there, welcome back to more of Pokemon Blue Nuzlocke. Now in this one, it's once again going to be sort of a special attempt or a special try at this. What's going to happen is I'm trying to speed this up as well as also going ahead and training my Pokemon at the exact same time. Now the question is though, which Pokemon should I train? I think I'm going to be going with Plix, just so that way then he'll be up farther. And I think I'll go ahead and I'll give it a shot at. Oh, whoops! I was thinking going to the power plant, but actually, if the power plant is actually too difficult to get to, since I'll have to deal with all the cerulean stuff, nah, I'll go for it. I'll go for it. But yeah, I'm just gonna be trying and attempting as I speed up the process in here and also take care of grind sessions, so that way then things move along a little bit faster. In my red version or my red Nuzlocke of this, I decided to still do 15 or 20-minute videos as I rambled around and try to figure out what to talk about as I did it. But I don't know. It might have turned out okay. It might have not. I don't know. All I know is I'm attempting now this different scenario, or this different attempt in the blue Nuzlocke, to see whether or not I can speed things up, grind, take care of all the grinding, come up with some interesting topics or something to talk about as I also continue on throughout this and get my Pokemon up to speed, so that way then I can get to the final part of dealing with the Elite Four. I'm kind of wondering if people would like this, or people would instead prefer me to have things going normally and then just having things go, or having just things just go normally and then just me talking over it. Don't know really. I don't really have, be perfectly honest, I don't really have much of a fan base at this point in time, so mainly it's just for fun and then also for experimentation as to see what exactly works for me or what exactly I would like to do in here. As for myself, though, when it comes to like grinding in games, especially Pokemon, I have absolutely no problem grinding up a storm when it comes to Pokemon. I can go for hours on end and just grind nonstop. So when it comes to something like this and where I have to grind in Pokemon or just go level up my Pokemon like this, I actually enjoy it. I really do. So I'm totally fine with actually doing this, and in fact, I don't know if other people are okay with actually seeing it. So it's just one of those things that you kind of like throw out there and just see like if anyone has any sort of inclination, or if they actually enjoy it or would want to see it, or would they rather just me, notify them, hey, did a grind session for this long, leveled up these ones, and unfortunately so and so fainted or died. If that would be better, I don't know. Either way, I'm okay with it. Like if it actually came to the point of being of doing that, or if it would be okay to do grind sessions like that, then as soon as I had the first gym badge, I would have been grinding in one location for hours on end, to the point where it'd be like, okay, from the last video you saw I had a Charmander, now it's a Charizard. I would totally do that. I would. But I don't know if people would want to see that, or if they would think that would be okay. So, who knows? Maybe I will do that in the yellow version. Have 3 different versions of the Nuzlocke and see how it goes. Actually, that's not a half bad idea. So, each Nuzlocke would have its own variation or its own form when it comes to either possible grind sessions. The first one, such as red version, would have normal grind sessions where I talk over it. Blue version would have sped up grind sessions, and then yellow version, or the third in a game, would have it automatically be completed, and I would just come back and tell you about my grind sessions. Or oh no, a better idea actually of that would be just to sort of like have jump cuts. So I just sort of jump cut my way through it, kind of like what I was trying to do with one of the grind sessions in here with Plix actually, and where I did jump cuts the whole time, and then I put in music in between it while I waited or while I got things going. That might not be a half bad idea. So that way, then I can just sort of take care of all that stuff and then finish it up. That wouldn't be half bad. It really wouldn't. There is that, but then also if you would want to showcase everything, so that way then if someone had some sort of inclination of just going, oh, you just cheated during the Nuzlocke and you actually had Pokemon faint or die in there, and then they're back and they're fully healed, it's like, I don't know about that kind of scenario. I don't know. I enjoy Nuzlocks too, but part of me just would have rather just played the game and enjoyed it. Just find the Pokemon that I would want in my team and just play the game that way. I don't know. Still kind of thinking through. Although I am thinking about doing that actually. Just do Nuzlocks of each Pokemon game, and then I would pick my favorite of the generations to play through again and just pick my ultimate team that I would want. Something of that nature. I would do that, and in fact I will do that. But still trying to figure out what would be the best course of action. Who knows? All I know is just playing the game, having fun, just going with that. And also just leveling up my Pokemon while I also do laundry. Yeah, I guess that's another good reason of just like doing recordings of this nature, because then I have a clock or a timer that I see on my screen just either counting down or counting up to a point in where I go, okay, this is a good stopping point. That actually helps out pretty well. And then just keep moving forward. Yeah. Who knows? But yeah, I'm happy with this, and I really want to actually finish up this blue Nuzlocke. Now, the reason why is because I've said before that I've actually used a either like a ROM or a site to actually go ahead and play the game. Since I don't actually have blue version, I do have red version, I do have yellow version, but also when I recorded the red version, I didn't have the excess hardware, so that way then I can go about actually recording the actual cartridge version. But I found an online website that actually allows you to play the games for free, and then you could actually just play them and enjoy them, which is awesome. And then so I did that, been recording them. They're pretty good. The only thing that happens is sometimes there's a problem with the website, and where it'll go ahead and save, but after too many saves, then it sort of just stops itself or refuses to allow you to save anymore. Or if there's just something that's just going on with my computer and I just had to restart it, I don't know. But either way, if in fact I've just had the blue version up this whole time with my computer on, probably not good for my computer at all, but I've really been trying hard to make sure that I can go ahead and finish up this Nuzlocke, so that way then I can restart my computer and then figure out what the exact appropriate response is or what I should have gone for. Either way, things are good. It's still working just fine. I'm sure my computer probably doesn't like me for doing that, but just wanted to play the game, get the recording going, and then just have all the videos up, and then I'll just start editing them and scheduling them at the appropriate time. Yeah, I got a lot of games I gotta try and catch up like that, so that way then I can keep moving forward. But yeah, either way, having fun, enjoying the games. There's always a ton of games, and I always love Pokemon games, so I always play them no matter what. Like I've said before, I'd be that guy that's completely bald or balding, sitting there playing the next generation at the age of 70. Although I'm not much of a big fan of Pokemon Go. It's drained my battery to the point of just dying constantly. The game crashes excessively, and then there really just isn't a lot to do. Like the whole thing when it came to the original Pokemon games, where you had a starter Pokemon, you went on a journey, you use that starter Pokemon to catch other Pokemon and make more friends or more Pokemon, train them all, go through the gyms and beat the gym leaders, and then make your way to the Elite Four. Different variations of that is absolutely perfectly fine, but I think they miss some opportunities. And also, when it comes to the battling, all it is just you constantly tapping as hard as you can instead of actually using abilities, and where it should have been turn-based like it usually is. Then it's... But in Pokemon Go, it's more quick-time attacks. The same way that Final Fantasy used to be turn-based strategy, but then when you look at it now, it's all like real-time strategy. Yeah, sometimes that works out pretty well, like they did, but in other times, not so much. Especially when it comes to like the main point of Pokemon games, which was battling. You went ahead and battled your Pokemon. You trained them as best as you could. You found a challenger that you could fight, see how well you could do against them, and see if you could surpass them, or if they beat you, you'd have yourself an experience of that nature. So yeah, that's the whole reason for Pokemon games. They've added a few other things like the beauty contest things, which is pretty creative, but I don't know how well that would still catch on. Might have been better if in Pokemon Go you could have done the beauty pageant thing. It still also works in the games as well, so it's not so bad, but still, I don't know. I think Pokemon Go really had a really good concept, but just failed in the execution for my part, at least. I don't know. Other people absolutely love it, so I'm glad they're enjoying it. But for me, it's just not my cup of tea. Yeah. But, it's all good. As long as you're having fun. I'm sure some people could say the exact same thing about my constant playing of Pokemon games, including the old ones. Like, I actually I went ahead and streamed Pokemon, like the same Pokemon on Twitch, and people were already complaining, going like, why is it in black and white? Did it break? Is there no color? And it's just like, no, this is how the original was. It was on a Game Boy. There was limited color, just like there's limited audio and action movements. This was being able to use limited or minimal amount of energy or power or even hardware, but being able to comprise a story as best as you can to make something truly amazing. That's what it was all about back then, and that's why, like, I love Pokemon games, because even these old ones, they freaking nailed it compared to newer games that are still coming out, which is kind of sad. But yeah, I don't know. Either way, though, Twitch is also turning like stupid, so I only do that sparingly. Like, do an hour stream a day or something, and then just go ahead and upload the stream onto YouTube. Not really even pay attention to chat that much, because hell, no one really pays attention to the chat unless you're really going try hard mode. And while it's interesting, and I've had a few interesting dialogues with a few people in chat, it's also come to the point where, like, the assholes outweigh all the good people, which sucks. And then, of course, it then turns into something else with Twitch, and where you then have to go through this whole balancing act of, like, having to play the game, have to focus on that, and see who the bad apples are, and either make sure they stop it or remove it. And then it becomes less and less about the game and more about making sure that, you don't have a toxic community, or it doesn't turn into full-on anarchy, which kind of sucks. So, yeah, it's something there. It's come to the point where it's like, even if you wanted to also try and do YouTube, you need, like, a whole team, just so that way then one person can focus on the task. it's really turned into something of a marketing nightmare almost. Kind of sucks, to be perfectly honest. Yeah, but oh well. I just keep plugging away at it. You know, try and forego all those negative comments. Try and forego all the actions of other people as well, and just keep trying your best, and just keep going at it. I mean, there's nothing more that someone could say and then do, you know. And if somehow some smaller channel actually finds out the true key to success, and they start telling it to the other people below them instead of people just saying work hard, yada yada yada, so that way then people can actually focus on making good products and sharing it with others, then we can do something. But for now, it's just really just like do your best and try and move away from all that negativity until you could actually really find something worthwhile. Yeah. I guess that's the best thing you can say about anything in life, really. And I think that's also a pretty good stopping point for me. So the video should be coming to an end then shortly for that. So with that then, I'll just say, hey, thanks so much for anyone watching. Here's hoping the rest of my Pokemon have actually survived through this playthrough. I'm not quite sure if they did, but I'll see at the end. So yeah, thanks for anyone watching. If there's still a little bit of extra video going on, I'll probably be putting on some extra music for it. And hey, thanks again for anyone watching, and have a good one. See you later.